Some concerns over price action grew as the price pulled back earlier in the session today. The good part about that is that we identified the reason for that pullback. The reason is in fact bullish and has signaled a continuation of price to the upside. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol ASRE. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol ASRE. So, if you were going over the what was I going to say? If you were going over the live stream with us, then you would have already found out that we got to see the reason why we pulled back, right? So this is a bi-daily candle right here that's actually going to be over in about 14 hours and 54 minutes, which I have to say that is 100% bullish. And the reason why it is bullish is because we have a true shot of actually getting a good closure here upside of the mean band from the reversion variant, or this is the on-pain volatility, aka Bollinger Bands, right? So please notice here that the price action came back today and validated that bottom side and the mean band before a continuation to the upside, eventually closing at about 41 cents. That is absolutely bullish. I definitely love it. We actually touched a high today of about 41.40 before closing out around that 40.95 level. So things are looking very good there. Just a sec. There we go. Sorry, team. Just a bunch of little corrections that I have to do here live, as there are several different things happening now because it's essentially a different audio setup now. All right, so let's continue on with the analysis here, and let's touch on the ARQ indicators, right? So these are the indicators that we've been using to determine the strength or manipulation or pullbacks from the market. Right. In this case, you are observing the ARQ DBSI, right? So the DBSI, what just happened here? Okay, yeah. So the DBSI indicator actually displays a strength value, bears versus bulls. You can clearly see that the bulls are in the lead here, 90% versus 10% of the bears. And that is actually figured by taking the measurement of every single candle upside of the EMA 13 versus the candles printed below the EMA 13 in whatever time frame that you're looking at, right? So this is how you're getting that strength value right up here, and it is telling you that we have a significant lead upside of the bears, right? So let me just go ahead and take a look at, okay, very nice here. So please notice here that when you get this blue triangle here, that means that the current trend that we were presently in is over, and this is getting ready or is ready for a continuation to the upside, which matches very well, first of all, with the volume profile. We're moving upside of the moving average here, and we have an upside pivot of the stochastic momentum, and we're expanding. So that is clearly a good signal. Now, the yellow triangle that you're getting down here is actually the algorithm telling you that the EMA2 has crossed upside of the EMA8 moving averages. That is usually a bullish thing. All right, so let's go ahead and now take a look at the next chart here, as this is the more familiar chart that everybody has been talking about, right? This is the Wyckoff reaccumulation phase that we spoke about a couple times, right? So this is it right over here, right? So you can see here that this is starting from this point right here at this point here, right? We have the sorry about that. We have that terminal shakeout right down here where we penetrate the bottom side of the support. In this case, you can clearly see that a shakeout is determined by how fast the price recovers after a capitulation or after a wick down like that, and you can see here that it was instant. So that is what defines the spring or a terminal shakeout. This terminal shakeout ended up pushing price action all the way up to the target of around 44 cents, from which we started pulling back from and started creating a new floor, right? So now, upon getting this upside here back up to the areas of around 45.52-ish, we ended up creating an ordinary shakeout right down here before a continuation, as you can see here, to the upside. And this would be the final upside right after this ordinary shakeout here. Right? So that's it. That's presently what we're doing. I usually don't practice this. I have to explain it like this several times, right? Because I don't usually practice this theory. And that's because I just don't, there's no math to it, right? So there's no metric to it. It's purely psychological. And whether the the trade believes that the asset is within Wyckoff reaccumulation phase, it's entirely in the psychology of the belief, right? So if we all believe at once that we are within this in this cycle, then chances are that we'll likely play out that phase just the way it is, right? So in this case, it appears as though we are, but I did train myself into a few different strategies so that I can be able to identify these strategies as they come. And I have to tell you that this is the first time that I've noticed Wyckoff in probably a year and a half to 2 years myself, right? It exists everywhere, but this is a very particular one. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here, and we're going to observe, I guess, what the price action here is what I was looking at. But this is the play that from yesterday, right? We ended up getting that top side of the 41.94. In fact, the top side came into 41.90. Right. So, and this was actually, 41.90 was just yesterday. Right. So we did get that top side and we ended up jumping right back into that range. Now, as you can see right up here, we have the 3.618 at 46.03. So that is actually one of the targets that we can be looking at. And it also matches, I think it matches right over here too. Check it out. The top side of the Bollinger Bands, 46.25. We already drew a range here from what we were expecting, and that's 45.41 to 47.26. If we move on to this over here, we can go ahead and pull up the ARQ algorithm, which is Balancer, and Balancer is telling us, guess what? Right over here, 46.70. So lots of rhyming, right? Lots of rhyming within these targets at around the 46 level. So now moving further and beyond that, then we jump into the statistical backtest, right, of volatility versus momentum, particularly from contraction to expansion with an upside on stochastic momentum. I know that I've explained this so many times, and I know that I'm getting new viewers every time, but please go ahead and just refer to literally any other ASRE video, and you'll get the explanation over how I backtest this criteria here. Throughout the entire trading history of it, right? So, that target that we're talking about around the 46.70, it matches very well with the 434.96%, which is the average upside thrust, and that's actually the mean, right, based on every single iteration here. So that is coming up to a target of about 50.44. But if we retrace just ever so slightly, let's zoom in and look at the 1.618, 47.10. Very, very similar to that 46.70 target. In fact, just 0.0030 ticks away from potentially, 40 ticks away from realizing that top side, right? So, and another thing here is that we're about to get the closure on the 5-day time frame candle, and this would be the validation candle for this massive hammer candle that was printed as the ordinary shakeout, right? So this type of price action here is very, very much observable from candle analysis, right? You get that downside print, a very nice hammer candle signaling that the bulls still have control over the market. And the validation candle for this strategy here would be the following candle, and it did take about 5 days to close. We're going to see how this reacts tomorrow. And upon getting a closure here of this 5-day candle, then we're ready to make the upside move, of which I'm suspecting a potential 47.10 to 50.44, highlighting the 46.70 area as well. So it's meeting psychologically, mathematically. It's strategic in literally so many different formats. Right. So psychological, all of that. So I'm trying to pair it all together just in case I do have some psychology traders, right? All of us should be, honestly. The psychology plays a huge part in this game, and we should be aware of that, right? We're literally observing ourselves behave in the markets every single time we observe price action. And that's one of the more intriguing parts of trading, right? It's a thing of wonder. I love it. All right, so now I want to go ahead and just point out that now you have officially every single last time frame on the RSI pivoted towards the upside. There is a slight bit of danger here on the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame because it is in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile. So this gravitation would likely pull us back down, but guess what? The SMA 14 represented by that pink line is located in the opposing side's gravitational zone, which is the bull weakness percentile. So likely a bounce from this area here and continuation to the upside even still. I suspect that price action can come back down right to that 39-cent level, 39,800, or I'm sorry, 39.80 to 39.90, right where we've been stopping a bunch of times. The best case scenario, I guess, would be maybe 37.10, but that's it's kind of a leap to the downside. But you never know; we can just wick down there and continue on to the upside. Bi-hourly time frame is already getting this cascading from the 30 minutes, so this is the bi-hourly here, and you can see here that we have a clear upside pivot on that SMA 14. The RSI signal is pivoted towards the upside and very much in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile. Highly likely for that to continue to the upside. Let's see, 4-hour time frame also pivoted towards the upside and outside of the danger zone here. We still have an upside pivot on that SMA 14 looking good. Same situation here on the 8-hour time frame. Outside of the danger zone here, upside pivot on the SMA 14. This 12-hour time frame is actually still within the junction here, which honestly would favor, since it's in an upside pivot, it would favor the gravitation from down here for an upside continuation. A little bit of danger here on the daily time frame, as it is already in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile, and I do believe that this would be the area where we would actually find that 47.10 or 46.70 to 50.44 target. Get that little bit of a pullback and then find support from the opposing side's gravitational zone before a continuation onto the upside. And it looks like the 2-day time frame is validating what I just said. As it is in the gravitational zone down here, we could face a little bit of pullback, but we have the SMA 14 below us to catch us before a continuation to the upside. Hence the opposing side of the the gravitational zone right down here, right? Ever so slightly a small move, just like here, ever so slightly a small move to that SMA 14. And a very nice pivot here to the upside in the 5-day time frame. Everything is looking pretty good, team. Let's go ahead and just observe this. Make sure to come by in the live. I'm usually on by around 6:45, 6:50 a.m., right around there. And we stream to around 10 a.m. Pacific time. Please remember that it is Pacific Standard Time. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 forever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very good rest of your night, and I will catch you at the bell. Mañana. Adios. Yeah.